Welcome to the Dark Dimension, everyone. I'll be your guide. My name is Iban Bora. Today we're going to talk all about speedrunning the Dark Dimensions. I know that's what a bunch of you probably want to look at my content for in the first place, is how does this dude go so damn fast? Alright, so let's go over some of the Dark Dimensions, the characters which are most commonly used, and ISO choices for those characters as well. Okay, so first let's talk about Dark Dimension 1. So Dark Dimension 1 is a pretty clear-cut meta. Okay, Icarus, Thanos, Cersei, Zemo, Black Bolt, something like that in that order. You want Thanos in the middle of Cersei and Icarus to feed them both energy. Okay, so for Dark Dimension 1, you want Striker on everyone. Straight up, Striker on everyone. Nodes don't last long enough. You just want it over and done with nice and fast. So on to Dark Dimension 2. Alright, now with Dark Dimension 2, I personally, the only swap I would do is swap Baron Zemo for Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi, you want Raider. Now, Dark Dimension 2, I would say Thanos, you want Raider. Now, there can be an argument for Black Bolt, Cersei, and Icarus to all be Raiders as well with 2. Because the nodes go a little bit longer. You don't want the extra animation time from a double tap. Except for Icarus's big giant double mega tap. But the ISO double taps is what I'm talking about. You don't want them occurring. So, yeah. Either Raiders. Yeah, all Raiders. Dark Dimension 2, all Raiders. Now, there can be an argument made to use Zemo for the first half of the nodes and then swap Zemo out for Shang-Chi for the later half of the nodes, because they go a lot longer. Shang-Chi's a lot more beneficial there, and opposite with Zemo at the beginning and stuff like that. So, I personally can't swap teams that fast to make it so that it's worth me to do it to gain time. But if you can, go for it. You know, use Zemo for the first third to a half of DD2, and then chuck in Shang-Chi for the rest of it, and you'll crush it that way. And again, you want Thanos sandwiched in between Cersei and Icarus, feeding them the energy. Okay, so next, and this one gets a little bit more complicated because there's a lot more to it. So let's go and talk about Dark Dimension 3. Okay, so we got a pretty big array of stuff that we can use for Dark Dimension 3. Okay, so let's break this down to each section. So first of all, let's say unrestricted section. Okay, I would suggest any of these toons would be making up your team. Okay, alright, so these are the characters that I would suggest you be using in your runs. Okay, so let's break it down more specifically per section. Okay, so first section, let's have a look at global. Alright, so we've got our global toons here, guys. Okay, Captain Sam. Again, it's the turn meter manipulation, guys, that extra turn meter. Great character for speedrunning in global and Dark Dimension 3. Omega Red. The 2 lots of ability blocks, the turn rewind, the self-healing, no brainer really there, you know what I mean. And, you know, Sam Skirmisher, Omega Striker, Doom, Striker, again, you know, the turn meter gain with the ultimate and stuff like that. And the way I run Dark Dimension 3, I don't run much sustain in my speed runs, so his ultimate is a lot of my sustain. But depending on roster and all that sort of stuff, you might want to go for a different route that's a little more sustain heavy, and that's perfectly fine also. Emma Frost, one of those characters to help you with sustain if you're having problems with survival. Healer on her as well. Jubilee, Skirmisher, another one of those sustain kind of characters, however does do a lot of damage as well. So not to be just discounted as just a sustain character there. Then we've got Morgan Le Fay. absolute beast. The ability block, the turn manipulation, um, the health steals on the from the basic and stuff like that. The buff manipulation. Morgan's so broken it's not funny. I like Striker on her for speedrunning Global and Dark Dimension 3. Extra double tap is really nice. Okay, Sharon, stun, ability block, slows. She hits like a truck. So Striker on her. Like Deathstrike, I have a skirmisher, but I mean for speedrunning Dark Dimension 3 Global, I would say probably Raider might be best, Raider or Striker. That turn meter rewind, and just the bulk bleeds and damage with the ultimate. Maria Hill, now she's one of those sort of sustained characters. If you're having problems playing it, you want to play on auto, but you're worried about your sustain, Maria can help you in that regards there. The only problem I have with her is her troopers get in the way of Doom's bots, and then trooper animations probably taking up a bit too much time. It's just my personal opinion. However, I know other runners at the top of the game that have used Maria Hill in their runs, so yeah, that's why she's here. Silver Samurai, along with also Wolverine and Sabretooth, I know they're used in some global nodes by other top runners like Jumpy McSpasm. I know he uses his Weapon X, but his Weapon X are all 7 reds and Gear 16, so we don't all have Weapon X like you, Jumpy. So Silver Samurai can work very well. The deflex and everything like that, paired with Maria Hill, very good in regards to sustain. So now next section we have is Cosmic. Okay, so we're talking Cosmic toons here, and these are the ones I know of being used. I can't really see much else being used in here except maybe Surfer, but the animations are too slow. These would be the characters you want to bring your team from. I guess you could throw in Dad Bros. I know there's a guy on my Discord who loves his Dad Bros. I personally don't think they're faster than what I use. So not everyone's going to have Dormammu. I know this, but for those that do, maybe I gave out a secret. Dormammu is great in speedrunning. Best thing about beating Dark Dimension 5 as a speedrunner was getting Dormammu, really. So with these cosmic characters, Black Bolt Striker, Kestrel Striker, Deathpool Striker, Dormammu Striker. It's that extra damage, guys. I don't need to explain to you what these characters bring. Or maybe I do. With some of them, Dormammu's bulk debuffs and everything, healing and everything like that. Kestrel, the D-downs, the pings. Deathpool, the kills, the pings. The buff spreading stuff, debuff spreading, sorry. Thanos, again, as a staple when it comes to speedrunning in the Dark Dimensions, because of his passive with the feeding of the energy to his adjacents. Now, who you feed that energy to is completely up to you. So I don't know. It's up to you guys who you want to feed the energy to. I personally have certain favorites, but I'm not saying anything. But I know certain people like to feed a certain set of Eternals. I flipped the script a little bit on that, guys, and that's probably screwed up my little advantage now in staying at the top of the leaderboard. Whoopsies. All right, so next up we have Cosmic. No, City. My bad. Now, City is like kind of fairly worked out, but like, there's some variation. City is a frustrating thing for me. I use almost a new third and fourth and fifth, on almost every node. I haven't found anything that's fast enough to be able to sit as the one team through all 4 nodes. There are teams that you can run through all 4 nodes. I just don't think they're faster than me in my little swaps because certain characters bring benefits the others don't. And the way that their turn order goes and everything like that, I've found by chopping and changing, throwing different fourths and fifths in some of the nodes, helps me keep my ultimates with Dagger and Cloak where they want to be for when I want to use them. So I'm not having to auto basic too much. Unfortunately, City's one of those weird ones where I've found I actually can gain a lot of time by doing a fair bit of auto basic, just so that certain waves, when they drop, I can cloak and dagger alt and just delete them straight away. I'm talking about you, Vulture, you bloody prick. Yeah, you, Vulture, you're a prick. You're passive, eating up so much time. Ugh. Alright, so cloak. Now, you can go skirmisher or striker with cloak. Whichever one you go, make sure that you have dagger as the other. I like cloak as a skirmisher, just in case there's taunts or something like that. It's you can drop that double vulnerables and strip some of them buffs and things like that. However, the argument can be made to go cloak a striker with dagger skirmisher so that you get a triple tap first turn. I don't know. I'm not decided yet. Okay, so then we've got Squirrel Girl. If you've got a really weak Squirrel Girl, maybe Fortifier. However, if you've got a normal Squirrel Girl or strong Squirrel Girl like mine, I think just Healer or Skirmisher. Definitely not Striker. The animation with the ISO attack is too slow, and you don't really need Fortifier really. She is great sustain. So, all right, Dagger. Again, I need to fix this. Ignore that. Ignore this. You're not seeing this. Hello, you're not seeing this. Okay, so I'm going to make Dagger a striker as soon as I get around to it. Yes, I'm lazy. I'm not lazy, but yeah, anyways. All right, so OG Spider-Man, I like as a skirmisher. Yeah, he's got the fast animations. The D-downs with the special spreads quite wide. And the ultimate with can be quite good at stunning wasps. Now, however, I run everything on auto, so that's where the real skill comes into it, guys, is knowing when your characters have certain abilities up and knowing where to aim your attacks when that happens. Say, for instance, a wasp with evade on her and you throw the ult from OGSM at her and boom, she's stunned. You know what I'm saying? Because the first bit of his attack gets rid of the evade and then he throws the web out and catches up. Not always, but most of the time. It's up to you. I prefer running full auto, and like I said, the skill comes with time and practice in learning where to move your target to. Okay, Shang-Chi Raider, no brainer there. Okay, Chicken Wing Striker. Now, she's almost a no-brainer, almost. There can be arguments for a different 4th and 5th in certain nodes than Chicken Wing. Got to keep some secrets, guys. Okay, Scarlet Spider, Raider. Possible for a throw-in plug and play on one of the nodes. And Jessica Drew, again, possible plug and play for one of the nodes. Now, Raider on Scarlet and Strike on Spider-Woman. Now, Spider-Woman, it's a tough one. Her animations are not the greatest, but they're not the worst. Her specials are amazing, and she's very fast. However, basic and ultimate animations are not great, and yeah, so I would say plug and play in one node, and that's probably about it. Okay, so that is Dark Dimension 3 City. Now, just to keep this video kind of shorter, guys, I'm going to leave it as the first 3 Dark Dimensions for this video. And I'll come out with another video next week with Dark Dimension 4 and 5 more specifics. Or it's just easier that way, guys, so the videos don't go too long. And I'm not rambling forever and a day. So hopefully that was like kind of a little bit helpful to you guys and stuff like that. I'll leave a link in the description for a good friend of mine, MB Speedworks, did a really great video on speedrunning Dark Dimension 1. goes into a bit more details of sort of things like going into your settings, changing your advanced settings, the different sort of settings you want for speedrunning, different things like that. I won't bother going into all of that because I mean you guys came to me for the character information anyway, so I'll leave it at that for today with the character information. But yeah, check his video out. I'll also put a link in the description for my Discord. I'm the founder of the Dark Dimension Discord community for speedrunning. Set that up, so there's lots of speedrunners on there. Some of the best in the game are there. Feel free to jump in, join on. There's no cluster or alliance sort of restrictions really. Anyone's welcome to come in there and chat. You know, the speedrunners in there will quite happily give you some tips and tricks and, you know, sort of some save teams. You can find in the pins some save teams to use on different sections and things like that, different nodes. We also talk about other game modes and stuff, so it's not just speedrunning, guys. I mean, if you want to come there for follow me in my tower run, that sort of thing, you know, come in there and whinge about Darkhold Crucible like I do. You know, there's many things, guys. You know, there's a section there as well called RC Bombora. You can ask me questions if you want to know different ISOs or different things about the game. Just random questions. Hey, if you want to ask me about tattoos or my tattooed eyeballs or something like that, I mean, you know, throw the questions there. I'll quite happily answer them. You know, so hopefully you liked the video, guys. Again, remember, I'm still new to this. I'm getting better. Hopefully. But yeah, guys, thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe, all that crap, and check out the links, man, in the description. Come to my Discord and say hello. So yeah, I guess that's it for today. Uncle Ebun out. Much love, guys.